Welcome, everybody, to the Fandom Nights podcast, where we break down pop culture one fandom at a time. I'm Chris.
I'm Dustin.
And I'm Sherman.
We got it right this time. Good job, guys.
Today, did you expect me to say a different name?
That's what Dustin did last week. Today we are talking about Avatar, The Last Airbender, Book 1, Chepisode 14, Chepisode 14, The Fortune Teller, which was released on September 23rd, 2005, and only got a 7.9 rating on IMDb, so...
Oh, really?
Quite a bit lower than the last ones. Yeah.
Ooh, can I just say my one interesting thing for this?
Your one interesting thing?
We
have one interesting thing for this whole episode, so Dustin's going to say it, we're going to stop the video.
It's just, before I forget, so there's two twins in this episode, if you remember.
Okay.
Or I should say one set of twins.
Yeah.
That are, one's an Earthbender, one's not.
Oh.
Okay. But the voice of those twins is the same as Cal Kestis from Jedi Fallen Order, Cameron Monaghan.
So interesting.
Yeah.
One interesting fact. This has been an episode of Fandom Nights.
See you next time.
Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and
Twitter. We'll give you the short little versions of that.
So, yeah, he goes and talks to these twins, and that's it. Have a good one, you guys.
All right, Dustin, take us through the story for now.
So, while camping out beside a river, Katara spots a fish jumping out of the water, and I just thought that scene was pretty funny, because, like, Sokka and that fish make, like, dead eye contact.
Super ugly fish.
It was pretty ugly.
it had, like, a human face on it.
Yeah.
I know. It was the weirdest.
Like, fish by themselves, there are some fish out in, like, the world that do have, like, a similar kind of, like... Have you ever seen a blobfish?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have, like, a weird, gross human, like, face.
Weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Sokka vows that fish was taunting him or whatever, so he tries to go after the fish, and then Aang is making a necklace for Katara out of the fishing line, and gives it to Katara, and Sokka finally catches the fish. And I think he's actually talking to the fish, but it fits what Aang and Katara are talking about as well, about giving the necklace. He's like, oh, smoochy smoochy, like someone has a crush or whatever, and someone's in love with you or something like that or whatever.
Oh,
and
you think he's talking to the fish?
Yeah.
That's funny. I didn't really pick that up.
And so Aang was like, yeah, I do. And Katara's like, oh, no, I think of him just as a little pal, kind of like Momo.
Yeah.
Like,
how? She said kind of like Momo. I'm like, oh, she said sweet little guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just friend zoned, just hardcore.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's just a sweet little guy, like Momo.
But at the end, that friend zone lifts up. So pretty good.
We see that slow motion, pinkish hue with the leaves flowing. We see that twice in this episode.
Yeah.
Very lovey-dovey episode.
How do I look? Aang's like, just like this angel falling down from heaven.
Yeah.
So then they hear this loud noise coming nearby, and it's this huge platypus bear trying to attack this man, and this man is just casually dodging the platypus bear's attacks, and he's like, and everyone's just trying to give him advice, like, act big and run around or run down the hill and
climb a tree.
Play down, play dead. He'll lose interest.
And he's like, oh no, it's okay. Like, I am completely fine.
I love it. I
love the confidence.
Well, his confidence, Aunt Wu has just told him that he's not gonna die today, so he's like, oh, I'm not gonna die.
Not that. She said that he would have a safe travel through the forest.
And if I was to meet anyone on my travels, to give them this.
An umbrella.
It's
so random.
And it just starts raining. He's like, come on. And so they arrive in that Makapu, I think it's called Makapu Village.
Oh, that's the part where they're like, I heard it from Aunt Wu. Aunt who? Aunt Wu.
Oh, yeah. So they arrive at the Makapu Village, and
Of course you would bring that part up. Like,
he brings up all those little weird, like...
It's a dad joke right there.
Noises or, small little phrases. It's funny.
I'm funny, Dustin. I'm funny.
You try to be. That's right.
Looking. Oh, self-burn. Those are rare. Okay, go ahead.
Self-burn. That was rare.
Nice Brooklyn Nine-Nine reference.
The trio meets a man keeping the door of a large building, and he motions them inside, saying that Aunt Wu is expecting them. And so...
Aunt who?
Aunt Wu.
Okay, I'm done.
Yeah, next time I'm going to just whack. Upon walking inside, Aang meets Mang, this girl that's just absolutely like obsessed with Aang throughout this entire episode.
And when I forgot what they say later, but I'm like, oh, Mang, that rhymes with Aang. And then she says that later. I'm like, oh, okay. I guess I'm not too original.
So she asked them if they would like any bean card puffs, although most of the questions she asks the group are aimed primarily at Aang.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like asking if they want anything, but it's like, screw Katara and Sokka. I'm really just talking to Aang here. And Mang stares at Aang for a while, and that kind of gives Aang kind of the creepo. I don't know, I just saw this like creepish look on his face.
Yeah.
Because he's like interested in Katara the entire time.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like this whole like love train, like one's following the other.
You've never just been like stalked by a girl before? Like it gets weird.
No, I try to distance myself from that weird stuff. But yeah. And that mainly happened back in like middle school.
Exactly. But that's what I'm saying, like.
Oh, I think I'm about like now. Like,
no, God.
No, I don't do that anymore.
That's what restraining orders
That was like
for.
10 years ago. And after this, Ming returns with some card puffs, and a young woman emerges from the inner room, and she's ecstatic with joy and tells Ming that Aunt Wu's prediction for her came true. And so then the whole group wants to go and talk with Wu. And
Not that it came true, but that like that Aunt Wu gave her a prediction that like her love would give her a rare flower.
Right.
Oh,
because
that's
then
so
you see
romantic.
It, like, oh my God.
I hope the person I love will give me a nice flower.
Just wink, wink.
Yeah.
I hope that really works out for you.
It just reminds me of like any relationship. And yeah, hope that works out well for you. That's what Hank says. It just reminds me of any relationship where you're watching a movie or something with your girlfriend or wife or whatever, and they're like, "Oh, that's so romantic that he did that." And you're like,
"Nudge, nudge, hey."
Okay, I got it.
So everyone kind of takes a turn at like wanting a prediction from her or whatever, and Katara seems the most interested in like every single answer possible. Like at one time she was like, "What should I eat for breakfast tomorrow morning? A papaya or a
mango?"
Or a mango. And she was like, "A papaya." She's like, "Oh, I hate papaya." But Aang really just wants to. So Aang goes in there and does like the fire cracking thing with the bone or whatever. Throws the bone in the fire, and it just explodes. And Wu is like, "This means that you're going to be facing like the most like catastrophic event in the world across good and evil or whatever." Yeah. And he's like, yeah, I know about that. Just tell me about my love life. She's like,
I've never seen this before. It's like this crazy omen, and he's like, yeah.
He's like,
I get that, but I mean,
but like, tell me who I'm gonna fall in love with.
I love Aang so much. He's just he throws out your expectations every once in a while.
How's that gonna feel on her side of that though? Like you're so used to telling all these like life changing things to people, and then he's just like, yeah. I don't
care about that. I want to know about like, my
get
girlfriend.
to the good stuff.
Give me the good stuff. And so then she just kind of gives Aang the one, kind of just the most basic prediction, just like, oh, just like follow your heart and like, you'll find her and be like, it'll be alright.
Yeah, just trust your heart. Oh, and we missed when she was giving Katara's prediction that she said that Katara was going to fall in love with a powerful bender.
Powerful bender.
Powerful bender.
And then Sokka went in, and then Sokka didn't even go in the room, and she was like, "You're gonna, what was it?
You're gonna run into trouble, or
you're going to be full. Your future is full of struggle and anguish. Most of it self-inflicted."
She didn't even give him a reading.
Just like I can just tell already. I'm just like, goodness. And so through this entire episode, every time he like kicks a pebble, it like hits a sign and then like hits him back in the face, or just like he kicks another something or other, hits a goose and starts pecking him in the head or whatever. Just, I don't know. Sokka.
Not a goose. It's a duck, but I couldn't figure out what it was like, what it's mixed with, because you know how like everything has
a neck, doesn't it?
Well, it's similar to like the actual size of a duck, but like mixed with like the body size of like a chicken.
I put normal under creatures. I was like, oh, platypus bear. This is the one with the platypus bear, and then
they have multiple ones with platypus bears.
I just put normal ducks because the ducks look normal to me.
No, if you look at them closely, they have the. I actually had to look up what this term was. It's a canuckle. Okay. Yeah, no. Similar to like turkeys have. where it's like drooping over like their beaks.
Oh, okay.
However, like pheasants have those. Like there's a number of different like birds that have them, and it's male or female. I actually did research on what those were.
So it's like a subtle mix. It's like a duck goose.
Because a lot of turkeys are the ones who mainly have them, but roosters do too. And there's two parts. There's the actual neck portion, which is called a wattle, versus the snood, which hangs over the beak.
What in the world? And this has
Animal Planet.
This has been another episode of Knuckle Nights. Join us next time. Dustin, do you have anything to say about that?
Sorry, I like went deep into that one because it was like it was the only weird like non-named animal in this one that I couldn't figure out.
Mm-hmm. Huh. That's pretty good. Deep dive. I appreciate that.
So if you have a hangy thing underneath your neck or on your nose, you know the difference.
Snood, wattle.
What's the knuckle?
Is the whole thing like as a general term.
Knuckle talk with Sherman.
Knuckle talk with Sherman.
Yeah. Well, and they change color based on the season.
Segment.
Really?
Yeah, because when it's colder, it kind of acts like when it's colder, like the blood vessels or blood like retracts, so it like gives it like a bluish tint. Okay. And then when it's warm, like you get more blood flow.
Okay. All right. That's All right. Dustin, continue the story.
Oh, already. Okay.
It helps in the mating season, okay?
You probably got more to talk about what you do. So let's keep going.
Turkey time with Sherman.
No, it's knuckle talk.
Okay, just 5 minutes. Go, Sherman.
Okay.
Knuckle chat.
What's the next thing?
Okay. So later... What? Go ahead.
No, I don't have anything.
So later the group notices a group outside, and it's like the annual like cloud reading ritual for the town or whatever. And so... I forgot what they exactly see in the sky.
A bunny.
A bunny? Is that what it was?
Oh, that one kind of looks like a fluffy bunny.
And I hope not, because that means doom or whatever, which is exactly what happens. Like this whole episode is so interesting because it's like a mix between like what is actually going to happen and it's real fortune tellers, but then just practicality. And, I don't know.
Yeah. So Aunt Wu predicts that it's going to be a good harvest year, and then it's going to be a good year for twins, and that's when those twins come in.
What is it? Wavy arrow cloud, or like bendy arrow cloud. That's the one.
That's the good.
That's the good harvest. And good year for twins was wavy crescent moon cloud.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
all wavy stuff.
All wavy stuff.
And so, she also predicted that Mount Makapu, the volcano, that like is pretty much hovering over the village, will not erupt this year.
No, it didn't say it would not destroy the village this year. Is what her prediction was.
Oh,
which by the way, I love like with that cloud, she actually uses like an act. Oh, it's a cumulus cloud with a little knobby point. I'm like, you actually use a scientific term for a cloud, but all the other ones are just shapes.
Wavy moon cloud. Oh, that's a cumulonimbus. But yeah, it was very specific. The village would not be destroyed by the volcano this year.
So her fortune was right.
Yeah, that's why Sokka's so enraged at the end.
Yeah, I know. Like,
but then I think this is the point too where they start like doubting her thing. And Sokka for sure is doubting. And then he sees the dude with red shoes. And how come I bet you Aunt Wu told you to wear those red shoes, right? And he said, yeah. She said I was going to meet my true love wearing these red shoes. Well, how long have you been wearing those? Every day. Well, of course you're going to meet her with the red shoes on then.
That's awesome.
When she's predicting like the fate of the town, I love the one guy who's like, "Oh, like I bet your science can't tell if it's going to rain." Yes, it can. I've seen so many memes directly because of this episode.
That's funny.
So the next Aang and Sokka have a conversation about like their true loves or whatever, and Aang's like, I like this girl, and like I don't know what I should do or whatever, and Sokka gives him some advice, and Aang is like, I think you know who the girl is, and Sokka's like, yeah, I'm okay with it, like And Aang's like, oh, so you're okay with me going out with Katara?
Yeah.
But Sokka thinks it's Mang or whatever.
Yeah. I've noticed you too.
I think she might like you too.
Yeah.
Aang's like, you really?
You gotta play it aloof.
Yeah, you gotta play it aloof.
Maximum aloofness. That's what I put down.
Maximum aloofness.
Which he takes to heart with Katara, but then with Meng, he's just like, oh yeah. So it's like even more aloof with Meng. But yeah.
And which is making Mang
like him even more.
Right. So it's working, just not on the right person. But yeah, so Katara, Aang goes over Katara, who just looks like she stole, because it looks like she paid for the papaya. She just took it off the stand and then walked away.
Yeah, but so did Aang. Like,
yeah, he took a bite of something and then just threw it away.
I wonder if there's something in this universe where some fruit stands are just free, because that happens a lot. And then in that one episode, they gather fruit and then the lady's asking for money. So it's like,
right.
I don't know.
Yeah. But I mean, I guess it depends on what towns they're in, because if they know that he's the Avatar, because when they're at the island of Kyoshi, they're just take whatever you want.
Yeah, so I suppose if they...
So they in this one, I think they know that he's the Avatar.
Well, she does, when she's doing the fortune telling earlier, she does say to Aang, he uses the term "my little Airbender" or "my young Airbender."
Oh, so she knows that he's an Airbender. So
I think everybody's got to know at that point.
Yeah.
It's got to be rough walking into a town.
Yeah.
So Aang is trying to get Katara to notice his aloofness or whatever the whole time, and it's just not failing. And then Aang sees this couple of a dude giving her I think it's what they're called, a tiger lily?
Panda lily.
A panda lily. A panda lily. And so he finds out the only place to get a panda lily to give to Katara is at the top of the mountain. And so he brings Sokka, and they go up to the top of the mountain to get a panda lily. And Sokka's like, is this really worth it, going all the way up here? And then they look over, and they see that it's about to erupt or whatever.
She was wrong, yeah.
Yeah, she was wrong.
When he sees that couple, I love, Aang's lack of personal space. Literally just climbs in between the couple, and he's like, wait, hey, where do you get one of those?
They were hugging, and he just, climbs up. He's like, hey, guys, where'd you get that?
Panda lily. So, does that mean Richard is kind of making a comeback here?
I think Richard, because every time he poops, he, plants seeds, and then...
Well, I was thinking more that the panda lilies are growing on the edge of the volcano, so it's nature trying to restore balance, which is all what Richard's all about, as we know, because he was a referee in life.
No.
And anyways, so the mountain's about to erupt.
I'm just always excited when Richard makes cameos.
It's a flower. It's not even the actual panda.
It's a panda, though.
He was there. It's his poop.
It's the panda.
He was there.
There's physical evidence of Richard's existence.
Exactly.
So Richard was here.
Thank you, Richard,
Thank
for
you,
the
Richard.
panda lilies. Making us all fall in love.
Oh, man.
Richard is the reason why Katara and Aang are together.
Whoa. And he kind of saved the town. Richard's kind of saved the town in this one, because if he didn't have to go look for the panda lilies,
he would have seen the volcano.
And her maybe
it just goes.
Maybe Aunt Wu has a partnership with Richard, and that's how she predicts the future. She's just in sync with Richard.
I don't know about that. I mean, you literally, when she's predicting the clouds, you literally see her with a book.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just Richard, hold on.
Richard can't make the clouds. Yeah. Okay. All right. Move on.
Are you sure? I love this theory.
I love your sarcasm.
I'm slowly developing the theory of Richard.
The theory was good until you concluded Aunt Wu. Then I just had to separate myself. You know, it was good. It was good when it was basic, but then when you try to get too detailed,
See, that's Dustin sticking with the spiritual world, cutting ties to the mortal realm. Aunt Wu, no. Richard, absolutely.
Oh, that's awesome.
He's like the secret force that makes everything in this whole Avatar story happen. It's like that Star Wars theory that the Dianoga in Episode 4,
the garbage chute.
The garbage chute animal was the real reason that the Death Star got destroyed.
He was a force sensitive. Dianoga.
He's a force sensitive creature. I don't know. It's the same thing with Richard. He's just in the background, helping along the whole way.
And you want to know why?
Why?
This all makes sense is because Dave Filoni directed this episode, aka main creator.
He directed this episode?
Yep.
Whoa.
Of what? Main creator of what?
Of this episode of Avatar. He directed this episode.
Oh, and he's one of the creators.
So just more confirms our He's one of the creators of Clone Wars, Rebels, all the
Okay,
animated
that
shows.
makes... I was like, where's the Star Wars?
He's directed The Mandalorian. He's a writer for The Mandalorian.
How cool would that be if Dave Filoni's like, we have to put some reference to Richard in here?
Yeah, that's Richard in here.
Okay.
Dave Filoni, you know about Richard. And so Aang and Sokka go back to the town, and they tell all the people that like the volcano's going to erupt, and they all just don't believe them. Just shrug them off, look the other way, don't care, and they're just trying to plead with them that they're going to die and they need to evacuate the town, and they just like, nope. Aunt Wu said we're gonna be fine. It's not gonna destroy the town or whatever. And so they come up with a plan to try to change they go in and break into Aunt Wu's house or whatever and steal the cloud book.
Yeah.
And then they're looking through which like cloud to make or whatever. Then they make the impendable doom or whatever. So
That, by the way, like I can't believe that giant skull of a cloud is like impending doom. But the guy was like, no, Fluffy Bunny is a doom cloud.
So what I don't get either too is that like after they did the cloud and they went back and all the people kind of believed them after that, you know, and even Aunt Wu did too. But then at the end, Aunt Wu's like, "But you changed the cloud, so you know, like my predictions are no different than you going and changing the cloud and stuff like that." So she like already knew that they changed the cloud and it wasn't a real.
Well, it was
maybe
real,
she
though.
was acting.
What she's saying is you can follow destiny and all that stuff, or you can create your own. Right. Yeah. So that is honestly what's kind of cool about this episode is there's like that saying like God helps those who help themselves type thing, or you could just lean on the mercy of God or something. And it's like, well, both of those are true to a point. So it's kind of like, I don't know, it's just interesting.
Yeah. I don't know. I liked this episode.
Yeah, it was all right. So then they make a dam and push
a trench.
A trench, yeah. And push the
dam.
You just wanted to use the word.
Eeyore stuff.
Yeah, and then they save the town, and then that's when.
Is that why I'm here for real life? Like
that's when Sokka
interjections.
That's when Sokka freaks out and is like.
So if you want to know what the jowls of a turkey are called, or the actual like building of a trench versus a dam.
Oh, we can't forget about Aang's super awesome airbending scene.
Holy crap.
Where it was just
I wrote
true
that down.
airbending mastery.
I didn't remember why I put
goodness.
that down, but I forgot. I always forget how powerful of a bender he is.
I know.
That's what Sokka says, and Katara's like, yeah, he is a powerful bender.
Sploosh.
Yeah, Aang unleashes the massive gust of It wasn't Katara that mentioned that too. It was Sokka.
It was Sokka, but then Katara realized, yeah, Aang is a powerful bender.
And slowly realized.
But that was a sweet scene. The lava's coming up, it splashes up, and Aang just like freezes it all. And then at the end of this powerful thing, he just goes.
No, that was so good.
Oh man!
Like seeing like his true mastery.
Yeah,
like that.
He airbent and essentially earth or fire. I don't know, just mixed it all together.
It was just straight airbending,
right? But with airbending, he stopped fire and earth from destroying the town. I don't know. It's just crazy.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, so it protects the town, and then.
So then, yeah, Aang. They go back to the town or whatever, and he gives back the cloud guide to Aunt Wu, and that's when they kind of confront about each other lying. Like Aang is like, "You didn't really see like love in my future, and blah blah blah. You were just telling me what I wanted to hear." And Aunt Wu was like, "Well, you kind of did the same thing with the clouds or whatever."
Bending the clouds, yeah.
And that's kind of when we just said your message, like, you can't always rely on what you think the destiny is. And sometimes you need to create your own destiny, essentially.
Yeah.
And then, they all take off, and the last thing is Mang saying, like, bye, floozy.
Yeah. Take care, floozy.
I love that one guy who's like, but Aunt Wu said the village wouldn't be destroyed. And Sokka's like, I hate you so much.
That's good.
So she was right.
Also, why is it that like every like old person has like 6 teeth? In the show.
Because they don't have dentists, dude.
Well, not just this episode, but like even King Boomy has like
Yeah.
5 teeth.
That's true. I guess they're just, I don't know.
Oh.
Okay, so we went through some of the creatures. Bending numbers, there was only 2 times they water bent. 6 earth bending, which I was like, oh, finally we're getting some earth bending. And then,
Are you counting the clouds for the water bending? Okay.
Yeah, one of them was
only Katara.
Katara, not Aang.
Because
Aang was using air.
Because of mixture of air and water. Okay.
And then there was one other time where they water bent. I don't remember exactly when, but
Katara, maybe.
Yeah, it was somewhere. No, Aang did it somewhere. He was doing something. I don't remember what. But then 6 of earthbending, 0 fire, no Fire Nation, and then 14 airbending.
It was Katara who did the other waterbending, because when it starts raining, she does a little like whoop to like keep herself dry.
I missed that one.
What?
How dare you?
I missed
Are
that
you
one.
serious?
Oh no!
I'll be keeping track of the
Three,
numbers from now
three
on.
of waterbending. I missed that one.
I'll be keeping track of
there's
this from
another
now
one
on.
where like Aang did some type of waterbending. I remember it was Aang, but yeah. Wow.
Not 23.
2, 3. Okay. Wow, I forgot about that. When I first watched this series years ago, I remember seeing that and I'm like, whoa, that's cool.
Right?
But I totally forgot about that one. And it's like,
Come on, man.
I'm sorry.
It's just disappointing.
Yeah, well.
That's all right.
Okay.
I
You guys are calling me out. You guys are going to keep your own tallies and be like, actually, there was...
Yeah.
I kind of want to, actually.
From here on out, yep.
I'm going to watch every episode like 3 times.
So I want to let you guys know, this entire week, since I think, so it's Saturday today, I started on Monday, I'm already 5 episodes into season 4 of Korra again.
Holy crap.
Yep, I've been just hardcore watching it again.
Oh.
I like legitimately have to set aside time to watch stuff lately. Like I barely watch TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just kind of...
Which sucks because like there's so much new stuff that I want to like
Oh,
binge.
I know. I have, like, I stopped keeping a list because I'm like, eventually I'll watch something, but I can't. Yeah. All right, so that's all the waterbending numbers. Let's rank the episode. Sherman.
Hold on. So before we get to a rank, no, we'll do the rank. We'll talk about this afterwards.
Okay, Sherman, what do you rank this episode?
I'm gonna give it like a 7.5. It was all right.
Middle C.
Comedic, but like it wasn't like. And like you get to see a really good like view of Aang's skill as an airbender. But other than that, like it was all right.
Yeah.
I'll do a 7-7.
7-7.
For very similar reasons.
Yeah. I like all the future talk, and I like all the, like, practicality talk, and that whole debate was really good.
No, okay. Continue.
But, yeah, honestly, I'm thinking it's a C. It's an episode that you could never watch again, and whatever. The only cool times was Aang doing his cool airbending, or the little fights with Sokka and Reason. Really. So I would probably say 7.5. Honestly, I was just gonna give it a middle C. It was a decent episode,
right?
But it wasn't bad in any way. It was just a passable, just middle passable. 7.5, I'd say. So we'll do 7.6 or average, and that's it.
So speaking, 2 things. First off, we'll go with the actual episode. So speaking of like future tellings, did you guys? I don't know how far you are into Korra, but like, so when Aunt Wu
they said something about Katara's grandchildren.
Yes,
and I don't
so
remember
she's like, you will have 3. You'll see your great grandchildren.
That's what it was.
She doesn't have great grandchildren in Korra.
Was it great grandchildren?
It says great grandchildren. I actually rewinded that to make sure I heard it right.
But that is great grandchildren.
It is great grandchildren.
Holy crap!
So she'll survive until
past
Jinora. Well, she'll have no. She'll survive until Jinora has at least 3 kids. Probably.
So I don't know if it's going to be Jinora.
She's the oldest grandchild.
So you have like Tenzin has 4 kids.
I'm saying Jinora's gonna be the most likely to have great grandchildren for Katara first.
Have you been paying attention to how like Milo like shoot? He like tries his shot at like every girl he talks to. Like
I get that, but I'm saying
I'm saying that guy's probably gonna have kids faster than any of his siblings.
Again, who knows? But
because like he literally was like, "Hey, what should I call you other than beautiful?" On every girl.
Yeah, that doesn't work though at all.
I wrote down 3rd great grandchild pass away, so maybe I heard it wrong or something. But I thought that's
great grandchild.
Yeah. So
before you pass away quietly.
Right. So you'll see your third great
Pass away in
grandchild
our sleep.
before you pass away. So, and she's now seen her fourth great grandchild.
No, fourth grandchild.
Only grandchild.
Yeah.
A whole other
So that
generation.
gives more.
saying.
So that gives more credibility to
yeah.
people living to 200 years in this.
Wow. So
Well,
one of the
she's only in
kids
the
has to
80s,
have.
so-
It was just gonna be like 80 or 90 years old.
So another
she'll
20
be
years
20, 30
is-
years. She'll have great grandchildren probably, at least 20.
Because
Or maybe what was the kid's name? The little
Milo?
Maybe Milo's just gonna be like 12 years old. And
Oh, God, I hope
or
not.
something. So he's gonna be in his middle teen years and
Having kids? Well, they don't say anything about Boomy and Kaya having kids, do they?
Kaya is she is lesbian technically,
Oh,
so she does not have kids, and then Boomy doesn't have kids either.
But that was a cool. I do remember that point. I didn't dive into it.
I forgot it.
as deep as
She
that,
said
but-
great grandchild.
Did you say there was a second thing you wanted to talk about?
So this has to do with Avatar, but not necessarily this episode. So did you guys know about that? There's an indie developer who one guy who's creating an open world Avatar video game, VR video game. So they sent the demo to Jack DeCina, who does the voice for Sokka, for him to play test it, and the voice actress for Toph. So that they could both play test it. Yeah, did you watch the video of it?
Sokka's
There's
Sokka?
there's no Sokka in the entire, and I'm like, why did they send it to him?
so the game starts with the opening scene of the show, Katara and Sokka on the fishing boat, but it's just Katara on the fishing boat.
Yeah,
No Sokka.
And, nobody's paddling. It's just her, and it just cruises up towards the iceberg, a glowing iceberg.
What
Yeah.
in the world? They probably did that on purpose. That
Well,
had to be
because there's
purposeful.
a tutorial portion where you have
Yeah.
Aang walking around the Southern Water Tribe
Yeah.
by himself, nobody else is there, and he's like, "Oh, I can't help but notice there's a complete lack of Sokka going on right now." And then they get to the fishing boat, and I'm like, "Dude, how do they miss Sokka in that? They didn't put him in the boat."
Oh my gosh, that's so crazy.
What bugged me about the demo for that was they have him walking around the Southern Water Tribe, and as a tutorial you're able to firebend, earthbend, do all these other things without being trained first.
Yeah.
And they even have a
demo.
It's a demo.
I get it, but
yeah. So that's why they took Sokka out of that. Yeah. Anyway. All right, let's close this up. Dustin, take us out.
Alright. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Okay. I gotta pull your leg too. Okay, so thanks guys for watching this Chepisode of Fandom Nights. Be sure to become a Fandom Night on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and as always, subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is what you're watching now. So
I would hope.
yeah. So thank you guys again, and Appa.
Yep.